Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 110-106, and the Lakers win the play-in tournament game, sending us into the 7th seed and officially punching our ticket into the playoffs to face off against the Denver Nuggets, of whom we are not ducking. We are not ducking. I'm very pleased with how the team won the game today. LeBron James walked out of there with 23 points, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. Just a really fantastic line for the King. Anthony Davis walked out of there with, I believe, 17 points, something like that, 16 rebounds or something of that nature. I think he had 3 blocks as well. I wish I remembered his stats. They just came and went as fast as I just saw them right now. But he was excellent. Hitting his free throws, really helping the basketball team. Rui Hachimura, I believe, walked out of there with either 13 or 14 points. Barely missed a shot. Our bench did not turn the ball over at all, ladies and gentlemen. Taurean Prince, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jackson Hayes, Gabe Vincent, no turnovers. I thought that was a really important stat there. D'Lo Russell, man, 5 threes hit. I thought he was phenomenal. Really could not have won the game without him playing well. And I tell you guys, when he plays well, we usually win. When he plays poorly, we usually lose. I mean, it really does kind of teeter on him a good portion of the time. And we got good D'Lo tonight. I thought his defense was active. He had a steal and a block in this game, several assists. I just really loved how the Lakers defense was playing tonight. I really did, up until the fourth quarter where we coughed up an 18-point lead. But, you know, for me, and I'm going to say this, and I really mean this, I don't think the Lakers, when I look at this, yes, you did not keep your lead, but I don't feel like we choked away our lead. What I feel like is that the Pelicans just turned it up and really started hitting shots, and LeBron James was dealing with his wrist and was missing shots and layups and stuff like that he would have otherwise made. Every time he missed a layup or missed a jumper, they turned it around and turned it into points. I don't really think the team choked. I really don't. I know people are going to say we choked it away, but from where I remember things going the way they did, it just seemed to me that we were just missing the shots we needed Bron to hit, and they were hitting big shots, man. You got to give you credit to the Pelicans. Zion with 40 points. Unfortunately, he did go down with an injury, which was very fortuitous for us because he was killing us, similar to what happened with Scottie Pippen Jr. in the Memphis game. Went down with like 3 minutes to go in the midst of kicking our behind, and saved our season. I mean, basketball God's really just been blessing us in that way, man. I don't even know what else to say. Zion was kicking our tail, man. We couldn't do nothing with him. The rest of their team wasn't doing much of anything, and nobody had more than 12 points other than Zion with 40. I think Zion really showed up, man. For him to have showed up at the last game with 12 points, and then to turn around and have a 40-point night tonight, I just want to take my hat off to the young fella. It was his first playoff game-ish type thing, but I don't think I've ever seen him play well against the Lakers. All the years of his career, I don't think I've ever seen him really play well against the Lakers. And for him to get his career high tonight, it was good to win as a Laker fan, but if he was going up against any of the other teams in the league, I'd have been really heartbroken for him to have gone down in the way that he did, playing the way that he was, the way that his team was playing around him. They couldn't win without him, and we were lucky he went down. But, I mean, I'm telling you, if he was going up against anybody else, I'd have been really sad for him and really proud of him. So, hats off to Zion. But, hey, man, Willie Green made some choices down the stretch of that basketball game that I just did not understand. First of all, he never went with Jordan Hawkins. They only shot 33s. He set Brandon Ingram the whole second half, basically, most of the fourth quarter and some of the third. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I'd say they were ducking the Denver Nuggets, to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I don't understand some of them decisions. But nevertheless, I'm happy they did it. I wanted to win this basketball game. I don't want nobody saying we ducking anybody. I didn't want to lose. You know what I mean? I want us to be on a winning streak of some sort. Right now, we're on a 3-game winning streak going into this series with the Denver Nuggets. And that's the type of momentum I wanted to carry into the series, whatever series we're in. We don't have to worry about, fighting our way tooth and nail in a do or die situation. We get to go on and play a real series against a team that calls themselves Laker Daddy, and that's exactly what I want. I know we don't match up well against them. I don't think it makes any sense for me to make a prediction right now or anything like that. But what I will say is, I'm not ducking the smoke. I don't think my team is ducking the smoke. I don't think we fear the Denver Nuggets. I think we're a better team than any other times we saw the Denver Nuggets. And I think that it really comes down to late game execution against the Denver Nuggets. And if we execute better than we have, hitting shots in ways that we know we can, then we should be able to match what they bring to the table and get ourselves some victories in this series. I don't know we can win this series, but I'll be damned we get swept. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be damned we get swept. But that's not within my control. It's up to the players and the coaching staff to go out there with a good game plan and get the rest necessary to get ready for altitude, which is a big part of why the Denver Nuggets have such an advantage. Anybody goes in their building has to deal with the altitude that they're used to. So that's important for us. Get the rest. Bron's got the rest. We've got to get, make sure that wrist is fine. He hit some shots down the stretch of the game after missing 3 or 4 in a row, layups and stuff like that. He ended up hitting some jumpers, but that's going to be very important. He took a charge from Zion Williamson. Kudos to Bron for taking charges tonight, throwing his body around for the sake of what was necessary in this type of game. I thought the Hall of Famer, GOAT level player showed up tonight in a very big way. On both sides of the floor, and I really, really appreciated him throwing his body around, taking on Zion Williamson full force. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Bron get hit that hard. You know what I'm saying? Never. And he took the worst of it. And at this age, it probably isn't the greatest thing for him. But you see that he's giving it to us, his all to the team, giving his all to the cause. And as a fan, I truly appreciate it. And as much as I've gotten on his case for ducking with the flu or whatever that was, these are the type of plays that make up for that. It really does. And I felt like against the Pelicans, LeBron James was stellar. And I'll tell you this, I'm very glad we're not in a 7-game series with the Pelicans. I will say that much. Even though we match up well against them, we don't need to be dealing with that every night. That type of power that Zion brings to the table, that type of length and the heart that Alvarado has. I mean, kudos to Alvarado for rolling his ankle twice in this game and still managing to make big plays, hit big shots. I thought he was fantastic. I really did. Trigger Murphy, one of my favorite players in basketball, Trey Murphy III, hit some back-breaking threes tonight that we were able to withstand. But I just love what my team did, man. Austin Reeves hitting huge free throws, making plays, dribbling into the paint and then kicking out to find shooters. Taurean Prince, I thought, played a very good game. Hit some threes. Played defense, had a huge swat down there, blocked the hell out of somebody's shot. I think it was Zion Williamson. So I thought this was a very, very big game for Taurean Prince's career when you consider it's a play-in tournament, one-and-done game type of season he's had. I just thought he really showed up big. And Gabe Vincent, man. Gabe Vincent was really good with the minutes that he had. Although he did go down with a groin, he did end up returning back to the game. But I thought he hit a big 3 down there in the second quarter. Had an early steal that I thought was really impactful, diving on the floor, throwing his body around. I just love what I'm seeing from Gabe Vincent right now, and I've been saying that. The only thing that wasn't working was the 3-ball, and now that is beginning to fall slowly but surely, you can see where his smarts on both sides of the floor is helping the team, making good cuts, making good passes, stealing, rebounding the ball. I mean, he's just showing us every reason why everybody in Miami really loved him, man. And just in time, because we are definitely going to need him in this series against the Denver Nuggets, for whom he has a lot of experiences. He saw them in the finals last year with the Heat. One of the things I'm looking forward to as well is how we're going to work Vanderbilt into this series. I do believe he's supposed to be ready for contact. And I think there's a decent chance, and this is just my own guess, I think it's a decent chance he's back by Game 3. Now, how much he's given us by Game 3, I don't know. But the Lakers have a responsibility to extend the series. And assuming we're able to, if he's back by Game 3, I think there's a good chance we're seeing great Vando by Game 6. You know what I mean? Assuming that we're able to extend that series, assuming it's necessary at all. Who knows? But point is we getting Vando back at some point, and that's something we can be excited about. Because there's a series from which to work him in slowly but surely. And so that's really what it's about. You're not trying to work him back in the play-in tournament game last minute. You could try game 1, game 2, game 3, and get him in there slowly but surely to work him into the equation in a responsible way. So our team is getting healthy, man. That's really what it's about. I know we just exited the play-in tournament. We're fortunate to have won that game. We're fortunate to have gotten the 8th seed. The Lakers did a lot of work to make sure that we got that. And now we've secured the 7th seed by winning that game against the Pelicans. The Pelicans go on, and they will play the winner of the Sacramento Golden State game. I haven't checked the score in about 30 minutes, but last I checked, the Sacramento Kings were up by 3. We'll see how that plays out, but we don't have to worry about it because we're going on to play the Denver Nuggets. We took care of business against a New Orleans team that we just flat out had their number, man. We flat out had their number, whether they're playing their best or playing their worst. We were able to take care of business against them, and this is exactly why I wanted to play them in the play-in tournament. So I think all things considered, we're in a great spot. Obviously, no one's overly excited about seeing the Denver Nuggets, but I think we can really give them a series, man. And great things can happen when you play well and when you're healthy. And I think we're more healthy this year than we were last year. And I think we have a more talented basketball team this year than we had last year going into this series. I really do. Definitely healthier. And so now it's about finding a strategy that works for you. Late game execution for sure. And not being deterred or dejected by runs that the Denver Nuggets are going to go on. Just like we weren't with the runs that the New Orleans Pelicans went on tonight. Erasing our 18-point lead, tying the game up, and we still, with ice in our veins, hit all our free throws, made the tough plays. You know, Bron hit big shots. AD had fantastic offensive rebounds, putbacks, getting fouled, making free throws. I really want to give credit to Anthony Davis on the glass tonight. I could not be more pleased with how he rebounded the basketball. Even when the score wasn't coming along, even when he wasn't scoring the ball, he was doing all the things necessary to ensure that we had our possessions, closing out theirs, etc. His rebounding was paramount tonight. And so this was just a great all-around team effort. I wish Dinwiddie would have been good tonight. He was 0 for 3. We had the 0 for 3 Dinwiddie game, but we were able to withstand it. And I think Coach did a good job of not trying to play him too much on an off night. I thought he did a good job over the last 2 games, really. Both of the games against the Pelicans, I thought our coach did a fairly good job. I didn't understand sitting Bron in the first quarter as much as he did, although I can guess that it was to buy him some rest, which ain't the worst strategy in the world when you consider what we got going on coming up. But at that time, we didn't know we were going to win the game, and we did go down by 8 with Bron sitting down. But as soon as he came into the game, we immediately went on a nice run and found ourselves up about 15 at that point or something like that. So that difference was Bron. He's the Pelican killer. And, you know, I mean, that's who I'm giving the game ball to. I'm giving the game ball to Bron. He killed it on both sides of the floor, throwing his body around, hitting clutch free throws himself. Making plays all over the place. 2 stats shy of a triple-double. And you know, playing through the pain of the wrist, which I hope is okay. But, you know, Anthony Davis also deserves a lot of credit for just overall coming into this building where he played 10 years and making this team feel it once again for disrespecting him in the way that they had. And I'm thrilled, man. I'm thrilled. I'm happy. I did not want to lose this basketball game. I definitely didn't want to be in another play-in tournament game. Didn't want to play Sacramento in a one and done. Golden State, none of that. Duck all that. By winning the game, you need to. And so that's what it's really about. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm very pleased, man. I'm relieved. That was a pretty stressful basketball game for your boy. Even though we were up by 10 at halftime, I just knew better. It's not settled until the game is over. And when it was over, you just immediately understand what it took to win it. A whole full effort from all of the guys throwing their body around, swallowing their fears and pride, and sacrificing what's necessary to win the basketball game, and ignoring the noise. Ignoring the noise about losing the game on purpose to avoid the Denver Nuggets. We do not want to avoid the Denver Nuggets. We want to make the Denver Nuggets pay. We want to make them pay for calling themselves Laker Daddy. And we can't do that if we're ducking them and sliding away from them and listening to all these naysayers who don't have to suit up on the basketball floor, who can't shoot a basketball, who can't rebound a basketball, talk about how they're fearful. Talking about how they need to avoid. And you need to avoid. My team, they need to prove themselves. The guys down there making millions of dollars, they need to be down there shooting the basketball against that squad for their pride. Because we're Laker fans, but when they say they Laker Daddy, they talking about those men down there. So it's up to them to write their story. We can say whatever the hell we want to say. We could talk, we could scream, I can make videos from here to Texas. But at the end of the day, it's up to those men down there to write the story. They don't want to be called Laker, the Nuggets kids. They don't want to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be called a sometimey basketball squad, a unit that people don't believe in. This is when you write your story. We've had a long season. We haven't been pleased with y'all. But at the end of the day, we are where we need to be. We're in the playoffs, and we're facing the team that's been disrespecting us for the last couple years. That's what we need to be. I can tell you right now, it ain't a good playoff run if we don't run into the Nuggets and end up getting kicked out of here by somebody else. Because for the rest of their lives, they would have heard, in 2024, you avoided the Nuggets. In 2024, nothing happened with the Lakers and the Nuggets, and they can still call themselves Laker Daddy and all that garbage. You get a chance to shut them up right now. You get a chance to tell the world that we can win games against this team. Even if they may be, quote unquote, better than us, we going to make them feel something for all their disrespect. And that's really what it's about. Make them respect you, because they haven't been respecting us. And we haven't been respecting ourselves, those of us Laker fans who want to avoid them, with the presence of that disrespect still on our minds. Oh, don't play them. Don't you know they making fun of you? Don't you know they've been disrespecting you about as bad as the Clippers have? As bad as the Celtics have? That's what Denver's been doing. And y'all want to duck them? I don't identify with that. I don't doubt that they have the ability to beat us if we don't play our best game. I don't doubt that they have a formula that works, since they can execute so well down the stretch. But at some point in time, we got to say, yo, these guys have been disrespecting us, fam. They've been little boying us. They've been talking crazy about us. And they've been winning games. At some point in time, we just got to face these people and force them to respect us, even if we can't force ourselves to being victors. You force them to respect you. And it starts with respecting yourself. So that's where I'm at. I ain't ducking no smoke. I don't respect the idea that we should have strategized away from a team that's being disrespectful to us. If they would have been quiet and humble like the San Antonio Spurs, I still wouldn't respect it. But I definitely don't respect it when you got Mike Malone out here running his mouth. Face them guys. Face them and make them respect you. If you can't win the series, make them respect you. That's what I got to say to my unit. And in turn, we'll learn to respect you even more. BDL 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.